Hey guys, it's Mackenzie. Welcome back to my channel. So today we have a ship with me video. We will be shipping out my weekend sales. The last time that I shipped was Friday evening, and so this is going to be my sales from Saturday, Sunday, and today, Monday. We had a total of $793 in sales for the entire weekend. 21 items sold in both my women's and men's closets, and that makes my average sales price $37.80, which I am so happy with. You guys know my target average sales price across the board for bread and butter items is $28, but I have been listing some higher priced pieces, some more luxurious fabric blends, cashmere, some higher end brands, and so they did command a higher sale price, which I'm super excited about. So we will go through everything as we move along. So let's go ahead and get started. I do have one sale from my men's closet to start off with. It was a very exciting sale, and if you shopped with me and you watch my videos, thank you so much for the support. That really just means the world to me, and I love my community on YouTube. You guys are just so positive and so supportive in my comments and in my business in general. So thank you guys. I want to just give a quick moment of gratitude because you guys keep me going. This is my full-time job. It's my livelihood. So if you support my business, I really just want to say thank you. Okay, so yes, first off, we have our only sale in my men's closet, and I'll wrap these two together. So it was a 3-item bundle, which I never have bundles in my men's closet. Several of you have asked in my comments before why I have separate closets, men's and women's, and that's mostly because I did originally list men's items in my women's closet. I only had one, but they just kind of got lost in the shuffle. They kind of made my women's closet like chaotic. They were hard for the target audience to find because I usually kept them at the bottom of the closet. It was just like a disorganized feeling, and that led to mostly women buying the items, and so they would make a bundle for themselves, like women's clothing, and then they would like throw in a men's item, and it would kind of just get lost in the sale price, almost like a freebie type thing. Versus having a separate men's closet, each of the items sell, a lot better. I list them, and usually they sell for full price or for a very decent offer. Men typically, find something that they like and then just purchase it, or, they're very fair with their bargaining kind of thing. So I'm working a lot smarter versus harder by having the items sell for more, and they do sell better. There's more visibility to them, and they're reaching my target audience a lot more efficiently, I guess you'd say. So yeah, that is the reason that I have 2 different closets. And so the first item in the 3-item bundle is this Billy Reed made in Peru, size extra large, I believe 100% cotton. This feels like Pima cotton. It just says cotton, but it's incredibly soft, so I would not be surprised if this is Pima cotton being made in Peru. Billy Reed is a Bolo brand. It does retail for quite a bit. This is just a plain white Henley shirt, or more like a cream eggshell color, but I'm sure this retailed for over $100. I had that listed at $50. The second piece is this Robert Graham size 2XL check printed button down short sleeve shirt. So I got this because it's all natural cotton linen blend, and it is a good size, 2XL, and Robert Graham is a brand that people know and love. This is not the most in-demand style from this brand. I would say that's the long sleeve dress shirts that have the flip cuff with like the really bold prints on the cuff. But because this did have quite a few sellable factors with the material, the print, the condition, it looks brand new, and the size was good, I did still want to grab this at the bins. I got both of these from the bins. And then the third item in the bundle that I will show next, I also got from the bins. So this was a low cost investment into this bundle. I have had all 3 of these pieces for a while. I would say maybe like 6 months plus. But that is kind of the trend with my men's closet. Items do tend to sit, and then when the right buyer comes along, they usually just buy them for full price. So, I mean, that works out well for me. Okay, lastly is this brand new Bonobos men's size extra large gray button-down shirt. I just kept it in the original packaging. I found it like this at the bins, so of course I had to get it, being brand new. And I want to say, so I had the Billy Reed shirt listed for $50, and then this Bonobos and Robert Graham shirt I had listed for like $25 to $35 each. I'm forgetting, but it all added up to a total of $125 for the bundle, and the buyer purchased it at full price. So incredibly exciting. That made my day. My earnings came out to $100 for this bundle. My cost of goods were around $5 because, again, everything was purchased at the Goodwill outlet, where here in Houston we do pay $2.49 per pound. That does work out to a cost of $1.50 to $1.70 per item. And so my net profit on this bundle was $95, which I'm so happy about. And this is a good example of why I have a separate men's closet, because the items just go for so much more. I've sold suspenders, Trafalgar branded suspenders, for like $100 each. I've sold really cool graphic t-shirts for like $65. My average cost, or my average sales price over my men's closet is a lot higher than my women's. And that wasn't the case for my men's items when they used to be in my women's closet, if that makes sense. So I am very happy with the change. You do have to reach out to Poshmark and ask permission to open a separate closet if you want to do that. I'm not really sure why, but yeah, and you have to have a separate email address. So just keep that in mind if you're wanting to open a separate closet. Now switching over to my women's closet, our first piece to sell was this new with tags Aerie Offline by Aerie size medium t-shirt, retailed at $35. It's a cropped fit with an elastic hem, and it has like semi-distressed details around the edges. This I picked up on $1.50 day at the Family Thrift Center outlet, maybe like 2 or 3 weeks ago, so pretty quick sale here. This is obviously a very basic piece, but I did still want to get it because it is new with tags, and the Offline by Aerie brand, or sub-brand I guess you'd say, does sell very, very well for me. It's a lot of like casual lounge athleisure type items, and that is a category of clothing that performs really well for me. Plus, I did find this on $1.50 day, so the cost of goods were low enough for me to get a more basic, less substantial piece. So this I had listed at $22. Someone liked it, and so my PosherVA sent them out a $19 offer with discount shipping, which was accepted, making my earnings $12.88 and my cost of goods right around $11.38. So still a nice little profit on this. I'm glad it sold quickly. It was very easy to get steamed and take photos and list. That is another thing that I will take into consideration if I know that something is not going to command a very high price, is the amount of time that I know will go into prepping it for photos. If I have to clean it, launder it, spend a whole lot of time steaming it, if it's like a heavily wrinkled, thick linen top. But because that was just a lightweight cotton, new with tags, I knew that it was obviously in excellent condition and there wasn't a lot of fabric for me to steam. Okay, now we have a sweater that also performed really well. I would say I've had this listed for like a week. maximum 2 weeks. It's our label, which is the Reset is the brand. Size small, really nice camel tan colored boyfriend sweater. That's the style name of this. And I think this brand is pretty in demand. Our label, it's 80% wool, 20% cashmere, so really nice fabric blend. I got this at the bins, and yeah, just a really nice sweater, closet staple. So I added in all my keywords for this. You guys know the drill. Contemporary, minimalist, closet staple, capsule wardrobe, office, career, work. And I am happy to see it sell quickly. I had this listed at $50 and was offered $38. I did accept that. I would say that was my rock bottom price for this sweater. I don't think I would have even accepted $35, $38. I wanted to make back at least $30 from this, so $38 was my lowest price. My earnings were $30.40 and my profit was $29. If we were in like August or September, October, more fall centered months, I would probably have countered that to like 45-ish, but being in the middle of summer, I was fine to accept a $38 offer. Okay, now we have a 3-piece bundle. First off is this Babaton branded cardigan. This is sold at Aritzia. It's a cropped 3-button cardigan in a size 2 extra small. And this is 100% merino wool. Yeah, so really nice quality, great closet staple here. I actually received this in a box from Courtney over at Magnolia Thrift. She's so sweet. She sent me some clothing pieces that she had that she thought I might like personally to wear. This one was just a little small for me, but I did end up keeping a ton of the items that she sent me, and I wear them all the time. There's a lot of like Aritzia stuff, and yeah, just really nice basics for my wardrobe. So yeah, this was the first piece. Really anything from Aritzia will sell well if it, you know, has any kind of sellable factors to it. Like this is a substantial piece, being a merino wool cardigan. So that right there makes it super sellable. Then we have next this SKIMS velvet velour zip front romper, and it does have the SKIMS logo throughout. It's like embossed, I guess you'd say. Really cute. This is super flattering on. I did try it on and I was thinking about keeping it, but you know, it's like a loungewear romper, and if I'm lounging around, I just can't be bothered with a romper like when I have to go to the bathroom, because I drink a lot of water, so that would just be really inconvenient for me. So I did end up listing it, and the comps for this particular piece were really, really good. I think it's like there's not a whole lot of them on the secondhand market, so it's not saturated. And with it having the logo, I've said it a million times, but if it's a more in-demand brand and the logo is present, it's most likely always going to sell better. Okay, and then last piece in this bundle is this Generation Love New York size small lace blouse top. It has a high neck with the eyelash lace trim, scalloped trim. It's lined, partially lined, really pretty. This brand, Generation Love, retails for so much. This top was probably like $200, if not more. And it does seem to have a decent following. I don't know if it's sold on Revolve. I need to look into that, or if it's just its own website, but it is kind of like a Revolve type brand, I would say, if it's not sold on there. And so when the 3 of these were added together, the bundle price came out to $123. and I was offered 104. I did accept that, making my earnings $83.20. I paid right around $5 for everything, and so my profit was $78 for this bundle. So very happy about that. I hope the buyer loves these pieces. Grab my $10.95 box. This is the box that I use for bulkier bundles. I do have all of my supplies linked in the description of this video if you're curious what boxes I'm using or what paper I'm using. This is the UPS paper that I package with. I order it through Amazon, and it does last me a while. I would say like 6 months at least. Just depends on how much I'm shipping, but I would say around 6 months. Okay, moving right along, we now have another 3-item bundle. These are all Chico's pieces. First off is this green Chico's Ultimate Tee in a size large. So I picked this top up on Dollar Day at Family Thrift Center Outlet because I knew it would be a nice closet staple for someone. It's also a newer piece from Chico's. It has the US size conversion. It's a cotton modal blend, which cotton is modal is a nicer material. It's very, very soft. And I did like this neutral olive green color. It's also in excellent condition. So for all those reasons, I wanted to grab that. Second piece, another Chico's tee. This one is also newer. It's 100% cotton. I grabbed this one from the bins, mostly because I loved this novelty snow leopard print on the hot pink background. I thought that was really fun. You could pair this with just a plain black pant and let the top be a fun statement. And then I'll wrap the last blouse separately because it does have some texture to it. And this bundle was a full price sale. So you guys can imagine, on Saturday, I had like a $750 sales day, and I was just, I was so excited. That was very, very exciting for me. But I have been listing like crazy, and so it's such a satisfying feeling, validating feeling, when stuff starts selling and you have good sales days. I know that, we all go through periods of slow sales. A lot of people comment on my videos and say, oh, my sales are so slow. Like, why are you having such good sales? It's just because you have a YouTube channel. Honestly, I don't think that's true, because when I'm not listing, my sales tank. I will have $0 sales days, even with all my videos being up. But my big thing is when I have slower sales, I use that as motivation to list more and just really, really hone in on listing. I think a lot of people see slower sales days and they get discouraged, and because they're discouraged, they list less, and because they're listing less, their sales continue to be slow. So you kind of have to break the cycle and, don't let yourself get discouraged. Just use that as fuel. Use your slower sales days as fuel to list more so that you can see results faster. So that's my little pep talk of the day. But yeah, I am very grateful to have had a good sales weekend. So this is our last piece in the 3-item bundle. It's a Chico's blouse top. This is really pretty. It's also a newer piece from Chico's. It has a balloon sleeve and this metallic textured print throughout. This is a size 14. This one I got from the bins. And yeah, I would say Chico's is one of my absolute favorite bread and butter brands to find and sell. It just does so well for me, really, in every category. Basics, not only just basic tops like their ultimate tees, but also their basic pants like black Ponte knit leggings, pants, jeggings, trousers, dresses, anything career wear or outerwear, it all just sells very, very well. And so yeah, when the 3 of these were added to a bundle, the bundle price came out to $96. I do have an automatic bundle discount in my closet of 15% off 3 items or more. And so that brought the sales total down to $82, making my earnings $65.28. My cost of goods for all 3 pieces were around $4, and so my profit was $61 on this bundle. So again, could not be happier with this sale. And yeah, this just motivates me to continue keeping the listing up. It is so hard to juggle YouTube plus reselling because I try to stay consistent with my videos, but that takes a lot of filming and editing. And so that means that I kind of am less consistent with listing, and then, you know, vice versa. But I'm trying to find a routine where I can balance it all and stay consistent with everything. It's just, it's tricky. Okay, now we have yet another bundle. This one is 2 items. Our first piece is this sweater vest. I just got this, so this is a very fast sale. It's from the brand English Factory, and it's new with tags. So I just ran a quick comp on this at the bins because I wasn't too familiar with how this brand sells, English Factory. But comps for this specific sweater vest were really good. I believe it's called the Brielle sweater vest. And so yeah, I was excited to find this. I'm thinking I might have to put this bundle in a box number 7 because already folding this, I can tell my 10.95 box might be too small, having another item after this, but we will see. I didn't make up a box number 7 for this video, so I might have to do that off camera. Okay, second and last piece is this skirt. Also sold really quickly within a couple weeks of being listed. This is so fun. The brand is Fancy Dream, which didn't really mean anything to me. I picked this up purely based on style and also condition and quality. So I do think this is just some kind of boutique brand, but the quality was still good. I believe it is 100% cotton, and the stitching, the seams, everything looks really well done. So if it hadn't passed that initial first quality test, everything else would have been irrelevant to me, the cuteness and everything. But because it was good materials and good quality, I did get it because I love the style. I think the mixed flats is so cute. It's very like lag and look artsy kind of vibe. I think this would be so fun to style. So yeah, I'm gonna try to see, but if not, I will have to make a box number 7 after I finish filming, which is totally fine. Let me add my thank you stickers really quick. Okay, so we'll put the vest in first. Yeah. Okay, so I'll just switch this over to a box number 7 after filming. I'll leave this here. But let me just go over my numbers really quick. So the bundle price for both was $70, but I was offered $59. I did go ahead and accept that. My earnings came out to $47.20. My cost of goods were around $4 for both items. I got both of those from the bins. And so my profit was right around $43 on that bundle. Okay, now we have a Pottery Barn quilt, which I do already have packaged up in a huge thread up box. It is on the floor right now. I don't really want to pick it up. It's 10 pounds. But I do want to say, if you have a large item, you can use any box, reuse any box. It does not have to be a USPS box. So I just had a large thread up box lying around that I reused for this sale. I did put the quilt in a large trash bag before putting it in the box just to help keep it protected. And I ordered these priority mail stickers from USPS.com that if I'm using like a plain brown box or a box that's not USPS, I do add these stickers to that box to show that it is being shipped priority mail. That's just, you know, good to see. And I use the stickers to reinforce the taped parts, just for a little bit extra security with the tape. So yeah, I listed the quilt at $165. It was a queen slash full size. It's their cloud quilt in the chambray color. Retails at $250. I listed it $165. No flaws, excellent condition. I did stretch it out, take photos, take up close photos before I packaged it. So I photoed it, and then I just immediately put it into the trash bag and into the box and got it all taped up so that I would be able to weigh the entire box and know how much I was going to have to upgrade the shipping label so that I would know how much I would have to deduct from my sale price because of shipping. So on Poshmark, if you are shipping anything as a seller under 5 pounds, the buyer pays shipping. But if you are shipping something over 5 pounds, then you as the seller has to pay shipping. So I did get it all weighed and it was 10 pounds. And so I had it listed at 165. I received an offer of 100 and I did counter that to 135. I believe she might have countered me again. She did. And so I just added the quilt into a bundle and I left her a comment saying, "Hi, thank you so much for your offer. This quilt weighs 10 pounds, and so I am going to have to pay an extra $22 to upgrade the shipping label, and so that's why I am firm on my $135 counter offer." And after I sent that message, she did accept the $135 counter. And so that made my earnings $108. I paid around $20 for it at the Goodwill outlet, I want to say. And then I paid another $22 in shipping. And so my profit was $66 on the quilt. So still a good profit. I do have another one. I found 2 identical quilts next to each other in a bin. So together that will be, you know, over $120 profit, which I'm happy with. It didn't take me too long to list them. And I have already upgraded this label. So this is 10 pounds. Okay, moving along, we have another full price sale, which was so exciting. These I also recently got from the Goodwill outlet. They took a week, maybe 2 weeks to sell, which honestly I am not surprised about at all because these are a super popular cut. They are the darted barrel leg jean, size 28, army green color. And this barrel jean trend does seem to still be going strong. So I was really happy to find these. I knew they would do well. I listed these at 65. They sold full price, and so my earnings were 52. And my profit was right around $50 on these jeans. So we love to see it. I am pickier with the Madewell denim that I am getting, but if it's a new trendy style like this, I have zero hesitation. If these had been like a size 25, super skinny, then I would have left them. But barrel jean, I will for sure be getting. Should I do an envelope or a box? I feel like these are right on the edge of being too big. Now they're okay. Okay, so I'll add my label, my envelope, add a thank you sticker. Okay, now we have another piece from Aritzia. So that cardigan was from their Babaton line. This dress is from the Wilfred line. Both very strong performing lines within the Aritzia brand. Other lines are TNA, Sunday Best, Community. That's all I'm remembering right now, but you can go on Aritzia's website and look up their different house brands, and they all perform really well. So this is the Wilfred daughter dress. So pretty. The stock photos were so flattering of this. It's Very, very pretty and feminine. This did have a small like surface spot when I found it at the bins. Actually, this is a piece that Melinda gave to me, so shout out to her. She's so sweet. She just like sometimes comes up and hands me items at the bins. She is literally the sweetest, but this did have a stain, and it's 100% polyester, so I just washed it on cold and hung it up to dry and had no problems with it whatsoever. It came out looking phenomenal. So I listed this dress at $45. This is a newer piece from Aritzia. I think a few sizes were still selling online. Listed at $45. Someone offered me $35 within like a week or two of being listed. I did accept that. My earnings were $28 and my profit was $26 on this dress. Alrighty, now we have a 2-item bundle. First off is this Chico's Travelers size 3, which is equivalent to size extra large, lace up front blouse top. Really cute, very practical. This Travelers line from Chico's is another category within the brand that sells very well for me. It's like a really slinky, wrinkle-free material that's just very easy to wear, very easy to pack, very easy to match with. They do a lot of like solid colors. And then second and last piece in this bundle is this Talbot's really lightweight cotton floral printed ruffle trim popover blouse top. I think this is so pretty and feminine for for summertime. Well, and springtime. But yeah, really pretty piece. I got this from the bins because it looked brand new. I love the ruffle trim, the floral print. It's a size large. It's just a really nice basic, and it does have butterflies within the print, which is a novelty print. So yeah, I had to get that. I thought that would be so cute with just jeans. So this was another full price sale for $60. So if you purchase this and you're watching this video, thank you so much for shopping with me. This really just made my entire Saturday. I was just overcome with excitement. I called my mom and I was like, Mom, I'm having the best sales day you'll never believe. And we were both very excited together. So my earnings came out to $48. I paid around $3 for both tops, and so my profit was $45 on this bundle. Okay, now we have a graphic t-shirt, a 3/4 sleeve t-shirt. This is from Lucky brand. It's Lucky Tees, which is their older line. I knew when I got this that this was a vintage 90s Y2K piece. That is why I got it. This fun 4-leaf clover piece graphic was really fun. I knew I could add in a ton of keywords. The Y2K trend is still very much so going strong. This did have a couple like super light, I don't know if they're like some kind of spots that I didn't notice in the store. And so I did accept a lower offer on this because of that. I had it listed at $28. Someone offered me $11, which I countered to $25, and then they countered me back to $15, which I just went ahead and took, mostly because of the flaws. If they weren't present, then I probably would have held out for closer to $20 or $25 on this, just because it is so trendy. And Lucky brand, if you can find the vintage 90s Y2K Asian print sweatpants with embroidery or just like any kind of Asian print to them, those sell so well. They are very much so in demand, and you want to make sure that you add in keywords like 90s, Y2K, and really market them to their fullest potential. Okay, last couple sales here. Another Aritzia piece to sell. These are Babaton trousers. They are the cropped gray trousers. Very cute. Just a work essential. So I'm sure I added in work, career, office, minimalist, contemporary, capsule wardrobe, even academia with the trouser cut, school, uniform. I had these listed at $40 and someone liked them, and so my PosherVA sent them a $36 offer with discount ship. That was accepted, making my earnings $26.48. I paid a couple dollars for these at the Goodwill outlet, and so my profit was $24.48 on these pants, which I'm very happy with. Okay, and then our very last sale to ship out today is a button-up short sleeve shirt. This just screams summertime. Very, very cute. Made well, size small. This is called the Camp shirt. It's 100% cotton. It's from spring 2020. I have had this now for like 9+ months, maybe even a year, but I did relist it yesterday and then I got an offer on it same day. So again, I will forever be chanting how much relisting works wonders. It will get your older items sold, get new eyes on stale listings, and I might have listed this top in the winter time where there was not a demand for it, but it just needed to be relisted in the middle of summer for it to sell. So I had this listed at $28. Someone offered me $20. I did accept that. My earnings were $16. I did get this from the bins, and so probably paid like $1.50-ish, making my profit $14.50 on this top. So that concludes our shipping for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy, please feel free to leave me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys soon. Bye, y'all.